All right, welcome back, everyone. This is kind of a surreal day, not gonna lie. I mean, feels like just yesterday the NFL season was just kicking off, and I was here in my dorm room once more with all of my great brown stuff behind me, thinking, wow, the NFL season's never going to end. We have so many weeks until the end, and now here we are previewing the Super Bowl. So it's a little crazy. We have, of course, Debbie in his Eagles jersey, bandwagon. We have Daniel the Camel in his Ohio State jersey, not bandwagon. And then we have me. I'm not wearing a jersey because I don't really feel like it.
What's funny though is it looks like you're wearing a Lions jersey, kind of like
It, you know, I
does, kind of.
every single time you send me a
someone-
snap. Yeah, you send me a snap of you wearing that sweatshirt. I'm like, wait, he's a Lions fan, and then I'm like, oh, it's just
Yeah, I had someone in the gym yesterday. Not that I was working out in the gym; I was just walking through the gym. But I had someone
being caught dead.
was like, "Oh, is that you wear? Is that you a Lions fan?" I'm like, "What? No." They're like, "Oh, I thought that was Lions." Like, no, it's Puma. But either way, we are here to talk about the conference championship, to talk about the Super Bowl. I'm going to bring up some really sad news from my end of the NFL. But before we get into that, I would like to welcome you to K&A Football. All right, so like I said, we got Debbie, we got Daniel the Camel, we have myself. We're going to be breaking down the conference championship game. I know that was 2 weeks ago at this point, so we're not going to talk too much about that because, who cares anymore. Preview the Super Bowl and then just kind of chit chat. Should be a shorter episode, so buckle in. First off, NFC Championship game. What we got? What are we talking about with it?
NFC Championship game. The score, not too good for the Commanders. They got beat by like 30, I'm pretty sure. I can't recall the final score.
I think final score was 23-55.
Yeah. The Chiefs did, I mean, not the Chiefs. The Eagles did lay it on them like late in the game. So,
yeah.
The game was a little closer like during the midway point. But, yeah, the final score was rough for the Commanders.
Yeah, I mean, as fun as it would have been to see the Commanders in the Super Bowl, clearly that was not in the cards. They were a very young team. It's very exciting to see them make it as far as they have. But at the end of the day, they just aren't as good as the Eagles. Eagles are a very complete team. Commanders are a very young team, very inexperienced. But, I think everyone else are really looking for the Commanders to bounce back next year. I mean, they performed way exceeded expectations this year.
Sure.
So I fully anticipate them to bounce back. I don't know what kind of moves they're planning on making in the offseason. But it's a good run for them.
They're set up for the future 100%. They got Jane Daniels was obviously one of the best rookie quarterbacks we've seen in a long time. So the Commanders franchise is set up for long-term success, I would say, for sure.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. And then because no one cares about this game because it was such a blowout and it was so long ago, let's jump over to the Bills-Chiefs game. This one, Debbie. Who let Debbie put the ticker in?
Debbie did. Debbie let Debbie do it.
Debbie's gonna get fired.
It's not wrong.
Yeah, Bills 29. No, he was not across.
He literally was.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Did someone just put a line in the middle of the screen and say this is allegedly where the first down is? Also,
It's
watch
right
the line. Watch the line literally bounce back and forth on this line. Watch it literally bounce back and forth on this line. Oh my gosh, that's the worst line of all time. It literally bouncing, Debbie. It literally moved an entire yard in this clip. This is so bad.
Okay, who made this?
Line.
Nothing.
This tracks Dude,
This
the line.
This proves no, it doesn't. It literally bounced a
Austin,
whole yard as we watched that.
There
That
were
was the
so
worst
many
line
announcers
fraud
that
I
came
have
out
ever
afterwards
seen.
and
That
condemned the
is the
call and said
dumbest
it was the
thing.
bad
No.
call.
The call
I-
was a
okay,
fine
There
call.
were
I
so
have a
many
question.
people.
I have a question. Soccer has a chip in the ball to track where it is for
Real.
like
Real.
offsides and stuff, right?
To
Am I
track
correct?
for goal line technology, yeah.
Yeah, right. Why can't we have that in football?
We
Can
can't have
someone
that.
explain that to me? I
It's a
just
good
don't. I
question.
don't even know.
The biggest reason might be because in soccer you only have like 5 game balls, and in football each side has
That's
their
true.
own set of like 12 or more balls. So, and then for all the teams, like that's a lot.
That's true.
So
Austin, real quick.
I think that's the big reason. Yeah.
Real quick. Let's just look at this closely for 5
Yeah.
seconds. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This is Josh Allen.
Mm-hmm.
This is the ball.
No, you can't see the ball.
This is literally the ball.
Okay, well,
That's
that's
the
not
ball.
across the line.
Okay, I know. Now, this is the line. Ready?
Okay.
Ready?
No,
Ready?
No, that's not.
No,
Debbie,
no,
that's
no,
not
no.
Debbie. That's
Ready?
not how angles work.
Boom.
That's not how angles work, Debbie.
I'm just saying a lot of people thought it was
No,
a little sussy, and I'm not the only
that's
person.
not.
Well, if you look at the
People in
refs
the
when they're
comments will back me up on this.
if you see the refs, they have different spots, and Allen just hands the ball to the ref that has a spot that's closer to it not being a first down. So I mean, there's a real possibility if he would have handed the ball to another ref that he would have gotten the first down.
And look, I've said it every single time, and I will continue to say it until I die. There is no game that is determined by the referees. The Bills had their opportunities. They did not convert on them. Okay, there's 1,000 other chances throughout the game because one call didn't go your way. The refs are part of the game. Okay, I am so tired of hearing people complain about, oh, the Chiefs and the refs. The refs are part of the game. Okay, referees are people. They're going to make mistakes as to the calls. If it's close, they might call it one way. They might call it the other. You have 1,000 other chances throughout the game. Take your chance. Referees are a part of it.
That's true.
I
The
agree.
Bills had the ball in with 2 minutes left, I think, around that time. They had to go for a fourth down. I think it was like 4th and 5 and something, and their tight end dropped the ball. So it's like Austin said, they had their chances to win the game. They just didn't capitalize on them.
They did. It's just tough when you see close calls like that happen consistently, and they tend to go towards the Chiefs. And again, like if you look at the statistics, the interceptions that Patrick Mahomes has, the tendency that they get called back. I'm not saying again that
Why do they get called back, Debbie? Why are they getting called back?
It's a significant margin more than
It was
the
like
quarterback.
65% of them were because an offsides happened on the defense. So it's a free play. That's
And
why
there's a
most
lot
of them got
holding
called
calls
back.
as well. There's a lot of holding calls as well. Anyways,
It's
one
it's confirmation bias.
My other point is not confirmation bias.
It
My
is
other point
confirmation
was
bias.
there was another down that was a little bit. I don't know if you remember this. Josh Allen ran. I couldn't find the clip, but he ran and it looked like he got the first down easily. And they put the ball like right. I think it was that next.
Yeah,
play
it was
4th down, and it was like it didn't make any sense that he didn't get the first down there either. It just happened fast, and then they just didn't call it a first down. So
Yeah,
I
2
don't know.
bad
I'm not
spots in a
saying
row by the refs.
it's rigged. It's just disappointing when you see calls that are close or could be. Some people have come out and said they are bad calls, and those are more reputable people than just like podcasters, like us. So I'm not saying that, the game was completely determined by the refs. I think it's just disappointing that you see the Bills had a fair chance and, it kind of didn't go their way in some ways.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've said my piece. I'm done. Everyone knows my position on referees in football and sports in general. Either way, outcome of the game, Bills lose 29-32. Chiefs make their 3rd straight appearance in the Super Bowl. And like I said last week, I think it's cool to see. I know a lot of people or 2 weeks ago, I should say, I said this, but I know a lot of people are upset. They're like, oh, I don't want to see the Chiefs again. Chiefs, Eagles is the lamest Super Bowl we could have hoped for. Probably true. Probably could have had a lot more fun with other teams, but I think it's cool to see a player like Patrick Mahomes come immediately after Tom Brady, like he has, and put up crazy Super Bowl numbers. I mean, that was their 7th AFC Championship game in a row. They have made the Super Bowl 3 straight years, and I think they've been to the Super Bowl, I want to say 5 times now.
Yeah, that sounds right.
5 times now in those 7 years. So, I mean, that's insane. So, I think it's cool. Sorry to everyone who's disappointed by it.
You're a Chiefs. Are you? Would you call yourself a Chiefs fan?
No, I'm not a Chiefs fan by any means. Like, I don't root for the Chiefs necessarily. Like, I'd be totally fine if they had lost this game to the Bills. I just think it's cool to see them. Like, I'm a Browns fan, obviously. I'm not rooting for the Chiefs or anything.
I mean, to a certain extent, it is cool to see a team do such insane stuff year after year, just success year in and year out. And it's kind of interesting because they're not the same team they were the past 3 years. They've kind of evolved towards the beginning of their quote unquote dynasty. They were more run and gun, like offense first. But this year they're more balanced, which I think is kind of interesting. They can do it, get to the Super Bowl in any way, offense, defense. But this year they're really well rounded, which I think is interesting.
Yeah, which I think can lead us into our preview of the Super Bowl here. I mean, like you were saying, the Chiefs are definitely a more rounded team. Obviously, those first couple of years, they were real offense heavy with Tyreek Hill. They were really going for those big plays. Then they switched away, and it was their defense that was really carrying them through. And that was kind of the story of most of this year for them as well, where it was their offense wasn't really doing all that much, but their defense was getting them through the games, not letting the other team put up a bunch of points. But now in the playoffs, you obviously see that they're just well-rounded. Like, the defense is doing their part, the offense is doing their part. Super fun. On the Eagles side of the ball, another really well-rounded team.
Right.
Obviously their defense is very, very good. And their offense is really their bread and butter. I mean, obviously you got Saquon and Jalen Hurts out there. And AJ Brown for that matter. Like, their offense is elite. So I think this is going to be a fun one because in most Super Bowls that I can remember, it's like, the Super Bowl of you have one team that's really good on defense and one team that's really good on offense. So I think this one's going to be cool.
It's fun to see two really well-rounded, well-coached teams going to the Super Bowl, like you said. I feel like the Eagles, though, are going to have to rely on their run game because the Chiefs' defense is really good at pass defense. They're second in the league in pass defense, but their rushing defense is only 15th in the league. So I feel like if the Eagles emphasize the running game with Saquon and Jalen Hurts, that could be a path to victory for them.
Yeah. One thing that I definitely want to mention, because I have to, I'm jumping the gun a little bit by saying this because I know that we're gonna make our picks for the Super Bowl. Kind of jumping the gun on this. But I'm sure you were aware of the Kirk Cousins curse.
Where he can't play at night or on Monday night?
No. I mean, that's one where it's like, Kirk can't play in primetime. The Kirk Cousins curse is no team has ever been beat by Kirk Cousins and won the Super Bowl in the same year.
Oh, I didn't know that.
The Eagles have been beat by Kirk Cousins this year. In week 2, the Eagles played the Falcons. The Falcons won 22-21. Okay, so we could either have a continuation of the Kirk Cousins curse, or we could have the first ever team to break the Kirk Cousins curse.
I mean, I don't know what your pick is, but that would be pretty cool. Me personally, if I had to pick a team that I'm rooting for, I would say the Eagles. Just because I don't like the Chiefs right now. Yeah, there's Debbie.
Jumping in with that.
But
yeah. Well, let's see. Do we have any other expert analysis on this Super Bowl?
I mean, I have my predictions, but I wouldn't call that really analysis.
All right. Debbie, you want to get in here?
Well,
Debbie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm picking the Eagles, but
Yeah.
I mean, I really don't know who's going to win. I feel like it could be a toss up. I could definitely see the Chiefs winning. I feel like it's just like the predictable thing. Like you really want your team to win and they're just not, and you just can't do anything about it. So I feel like that's what's probably going to happen. I'm glad that we're not watching it together, Austin, because I mean, there would be fists thrown probably during the game. But what we should do is talk about what we think the final score will end up being.
That's tough.
Yeah. Kind of talk about that for a little bit.
Yeah, I wrote mine down earlier, so I have my score prediction. I got Chiefs 30, Eagles 28. So I have the Chiefs winning by 2. I think it's going to come down to like the last second, like it always seems to do with the Chiefs. Either touchdown or field goal last second to win it. But yeah, that's my prediction.
I'm going to go Eagles 27, Chiefs 31. I think it's going to be somewhere in that moderate range. It's not going to get too out of hand. Obviously, both these defenses are really good, but both the offenses are really great as well. So I'm going to go 27-31, Chiefs win. And Debbie, to your point, you're saying like, I'm glad we're not watching the game together. I want you to know
Okay. Yeah.
that my roommate actually said the same thing. That he was like, yes, what's our plan for the Super Bowl this year? I was like, oh, well, I think we're just going to go, I'm not going to disclose where because I don't think we're actually allowed to watch the Super Bowl or we're planning on watching it. But
it was going to another country or something.
Yep. We're going to go watch it. We're going to go watch it in North Korea.
Argentina.
I think it'd be a fun experience.
Oh boy.
But he's like, yeah, I was invited to watch it with some of my other friends, and I think I might do that because, no offense, I don't think I want to be near you for the Super Bowl. And I was like, whoa, this is
not just me.
He's like, I don't want to hear any
Right.
like hoot or holler whenever the Chiefs do something good. I don't even want to hear you breathe when they do something good. It's just going to make me mad. I don't want
when the refs make a bad call and Austin's like, guys, the refs never determine the game.
They don't. I will stand by that. So it's not just you. Okay, there are other people in my life as well.
Maybe have you considered that maybe you're the problem?
No,
maybe
I have not.
No. Chiefs fan?
No, I'm not a Chiefs fan. Do you see the stuff behind me? I don't like the Chiefs, okay? Remember the time where the Chiefs knocked the Browns out of the playoffs after a missed unnecessary roughness call and then a touchdown that was called as a touchback? Okay, like I'm not an avid Chiefs fan out here. The Browns could have gone way further in that playoff run, but
sure.
It's just, I think it's cool to see, and I don't
okay,
like
but there you go again. So I think it's cool to see. Quote Austin. Right,
yeah, I think it's cool to see.
Chiefs,
I mean, Austin does have a point.
Fan over here.
Austin does have a point. I mean, the last, like, you don't see dynasties like that just all the time every year, and so it's pretty incredible for a team to make it. What, 5 out of the last 6 years, something like that.
5 out of the last 7.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, it is.
It is pretty incredible. Even if the refs help them get there.
The writers need to get creative, man. Like, I don't know, fire these writers, get some new ones in.
I have a theory on NFL rigging, I guess you could call it.
Let's hear it.
See, the thing is, the players don't even have to know. Like, the only people who have to know are like 3 people. The head up tells the refs,
okay,
hey, you just in a close situation, just give him the spot, give him the flag. And then he gets paid, he gets bribed off, and then maybe the whole referee crew knows. But that's like, what, 10 people? No one has 10 to people. Know.
There are 16 referee crews.
I'm saying for like big games, like playoff games.
We don't all know what the full story is, but like each game, they're like given instructions, and so like it's like foolproof. They can't leak it totally because they don't really know until like the game day.
I just the notion that the notion that it's so improbable that it could happen is not true. It is very, I wouldn't say likely, but seeing the calls over the years for the Chiefs, it's made me suspicious to say the least.
Yeah, the whole Taylor Swift thing is pretty wild too. I mean, we should do more betting lines. Sorry guys, this is kind of a random podcast, but I remember last year we did betting lines on like Gatorade color. We pulled up all those fun ones. We definitely need to do one, or this is 2 years ago, I guess, but we definitely need to do one on how many times over and under Taylor Swift gets put up on screen.
I'm
trying to find the betting line.
I'm gonna say the line is gonna be put at 3.5.
We're putting lines on what the betting line is going to be.
Yeah, I'm gonna say they're gonna put the line at 3.5.
I think more than that, because every time Kelsey gets a reception, or at least half the time, they're gonna show her on the screen.
Ooh, okay. So there's some good ones. There's some really good ones. Kansas City Chiefs to win and Travis Kelce to propose to Taylor Swift plus 750.
That's not happening.
It would be kind of wild. I think I saw something the other day about him like denying, or he like shied away from the diamond conversation. So
yeah.
Okay. The line is over 6.5, and that's at negative 150. Number of times Taylor Swift shown live during the Super Bowl.
What do you got on that, Austin? Over under?
I'm gonna take the under. I'm taking the under on that all day.
What'd you say it was, Debbie? 6.5?
Yeah, I said 6.5
Yeah,
for that
6.5, negative 150.
That's like minus 150.
I don't know. That's tough. I might say over. I'm not gonna lie, because, bro, I mean, every time. Okay, let's name it off: touchdowns and Kelsey receptions. They're gonna show her.
Not every Kelsey reception. Like the first Kelsey reception, sure. A really big Kelsey reception, maybe. A touchdown, sure. But like, and then maybe once at the beginning. But I'm not seeing Kelsey. I don't think Kelsey's gonna put up like 4 touchdowns and then have like.
Yeah, it depends on how good you think Travis
receptions.
Kelce will play.
Right. I mean, there's also another line on her shown during the national anthem, which I think is kind of funny. And it's at, so for yes, it's at plus 350.
That's not happening.
I don't know, man.
They're gonna.
Isn't Trump going to be there? I wonder what the line is to show him during the national anthem.
I'll see if I can find it, but see if there's any other betting odds. What's the Gatorade colors?
What's the line on Beyonce swinging in and stealing Kendrick's Grammys during the halftime show?
Just takes them all back.
You excited for the halftime show, Austin, or are you?
I not be watching
mute the TV. Muting the TV for that one.
I'm not a super big Kendrick fan.
K. Dot. No,
is that what they call him? I wouldn't know.
K. Dot. Yeah. We need to get Reese on here to talk about Kendrick. Yeah, I don't know. I think another isn't SZA performing with Kendrick Lamar? Keegan, I'm asking. Or Debbie, I'm sorry.
I'm trying to figure it out right now.
I think she is. So
let's see. Yeah, let's see. Kendrick Lamar, and I don't know. She might be, but it would be maybe for like a song or two. Just it's mainly for him.
Mm-hmm. It would be crazy if he dropped an album right after his.
It would be kind of nuts
performance. That would be crazy.
Do it.
I hope that happens.
Yeah. Goodness, I'm trying to find like the other creative ones. What do you call those, Austin?
Do you have the line for national anthem over under? How long?
Oh, that's always a good one.
Who's singing this year? I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't either.
We should have really prepared more for this.
Probably.
Yeah, no, probably not. No, I like the way we're doing it now.
Let's see. It is John. Oh man. John Baptiste.
I feel like I've heard that name before, maybe at some point.
I'm not saying it right.
I think that's right.
Yeah, that's what it looks like.
I've never heard of him.
I have before. But
should I have?
Know more about him.
This is actually what I ask every time that they're like, this person's performing at the Super Bowl. I'm like, should I know this person?
It's like 18 Grammys winners. I'm just like, I've never heard this person in my life.
Never watched the Grammys once, so I wouldn't really know.
Who does?
David, did you find the line on the time?
I'm working on it.
He's locked in.
Still locked in. Okay, so at 120 seconds. Okay, so while not a bet MGM, according to the New York Times, the over/under for the national anthem is sitting at 120.5 seconds. Over is at -122, and under is at +100.
It's tight.
Last time it didn't hit, right? I remember.
I don't think it hit. I think he went quick.
120 seconds. What do you got, Austin?
I'll take. I don't know. Jean Baptiste sounds kind of French. I'm gonna say that he's full of himself, and we're gonna take the over.
120 seconds sounds short. I think I might take the over too.
I mean, I'll take under. Last time I remember it came down pretty close, and it's still an under. So kind of, I think I'd taken the over on that one last time. Okay, here's some fun ones. Will any player or coach cry during the national anthem? Yes.
Yeah,
is that
Sirianni will cry.
That's what the picture is showing. It's just like
Sirianni will cry again.
Why is there something I should know? Did he serve in the military?
He cried for the last Super Bowl.
Yeah.
That he went to.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Let's show a quick little picture. Very flattering picture of Nick Sirianni crying. Here's another one. Will a player leave the game and not return due to concussion symptoms? Yes, +120. No, -150. It's kind of a sad, you kind of don't want that to happen, but
yeah.
I'm gonna go no. We're gonna go. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah, I'll go with an optimistic no as well.
I'll take the yes just because.
You heard it here first.
Wow.
Debbie wants someone to leave the Super Bowl, the biggest game of their life.
Hey.
Wow.
Don't bet, guys. Don't bet. We forgot to say that. We always
Oh yeah, don't do that.
Yeah.
Don't do that. If the Chiefs win, will Andy Reid be doused in barbecue sauce after the game?
I hope so.
Yes.
I mean, the obvious answer.
1,600. No. -15,000.
I believe that is the line for starters. Yeah, I'm gonna take the no on that one.
Yeah. I mean,
Wait, why barbecue sauce? Is there
Because
does he
Andy
have a
Reid loves
connection to that?
Barbecue, bacon, cheeseburger.
Oh, okay.
Just a cheeseburger guy.
I don't see that happening if the Chiefs win.
God.
I'm sorry.
Okay, here's a good one though. Drake Super Bowl curse. What team will Drake be representing? Chiefs -170. Eagles +130.
Give me the Eagles.
Oh, that's a tough one. It's probably whoever Kendrick is for he'll go against. So
That's a good analysis.
I'll go Philadelphia as well. That's closer to Toronto. I could see him rooting for him.
Yeah, I'm not seeing that he's one more or the other for Kendrick, but I'm gonna say Eagles as well. I feel like that's just something that Drake would do. Just
is he gonna be there?
I kind of assume, but
yeah,
who knows? All right. Here's another one. Oh, this is good. How many players will have a passing attempt over 2.5? Is that +155?
So a trick play.
-210. -210.
How many players?
How many players? But line is at 2.5.
Under. It's gonna be one.
So anyone else?
I mean,
then,
So you have two quarterbacks and then one person. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, I see. Okay.
So it could be they would do it. They'd have to do it 3 times though for the line.
Oh wait, I could see a Philly special in the fourth quarter. That would be crazy.
Possibly.
I'll go over on that one.
Who was it? There's the Chiefs that no. What trick play was it? Was it the Bills that had their they faked the punt return? I remember watching. I was like, "Dang, this is kind of crazy in a conference championship game."
Mm-hmm.
I think it was the Commanders, maybe.
It's probably Commanders, yeah.
I think it was the Commanders. That was kind of wild. Number of beers sold over 120,000 or
I don't
under.
even know what the number normally is.
Let's look up last year.
How many fans are going to be at the stadium? Like, what's the capacity? Like 80, 90,000 around there?
Good question. On the Super
Probably.
Bowl Sunday, an estimated 325.5 million gallons of beer are consumed.
I'm pretty sure that's going for like nationwide,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
stadium wide.
Oh, yeah. Let's see. There's a whole website dedicated to Super Bowl beer stats.
Okay, so the Saints stadium, Mercedes-Benz, where the Super Bowl is being held this year, has a capacity of roughly 75,000. So that's like 120,000 beers.
Yeah, I'm taking
like,
the under on that.
Yeah, I don't.
Kind of realistic. I mean, it's a long game.
Each person in the stadium
Like
has to drink multiple, and they stop selling them midway through the third quarter.
Down. It's Philly guys. Philly guys, come on.
That's true.
We're drinking all the beer.
But it's also like this isn't really like a fans game. This is like a rich people game.
That's
so
true.
As much as I'm sure they enjoy drinking beer at the Super Bowl as well, I'm gonna say under for sure.
Who knows?
I'm gonna go under too.
These are some really bad bets. Like,
why don't you look up some?
No, okay. What I'm saying by that is like these are some really bad bets. Like it's almost impossible to win these.
Sure.
But if you want to bet that you can win every single time, you need to check out our friends at K&F Construction. K&F Construction has been serving the Northeast Ohio community for 20 years, specializing in composite decks. K&F Construction takes the time and effort to provide the service and product you deserve for your home. You can call K&F Construction today at 330-575-2465 for a free estimate. Again, that's 330-575-2465. You can also visit kfdex.com, which is linked in the description. K&F Construction, let us build your dream backyard. You're welcome for that absolutely gorgeous segue. Everyone give me a round of applause for that shameless plug and that was great good. Segue. Thank you. I cooked it up in about 2 seconds.
That was really good.
Yeah, thank you.
Seamless transition.
All right, now for one of the best ones. What color will the Gatorade be that is dumped on the head coach? All right, I'll run through them for you guys. Purple
has to be red.
Plus 210. Blue plus 600. Yellow lime green plus 450. Red pink plus 700. Orange plus 500. And clear plus 1,000.
It has to be.
I'll take the purple.
I mean, if the Chiefs win, which I'm assuming they do, wouldn't it make sense for their Gatorade to be red? I mean,
it would.
I don't know. I'm gonna take the red on
the fact that that's the worst flavor. Yeah,
red is pretty bad. All of Gatorade is not very good in my opinion, but
this is true. I think purple's the best though.
Okay, here's just some stats of a couple of the last Super Bowls, just so we can get some proper analysis. For some reason, the stat line starts at 2021, which is weird. Okay, here we go. Maybe. I love how they bury information. Okay, here it is. 2024. I guess that was last year. I mean, whatever. Purple. So Chiefs, purple. Okay, that's interesting. The last 2 years, it's been the Chiefs, and it's been purple both times. So that's a little maybe telling.
That's true, actually.
So good one, Austin, there.
Thank you.
Rams, blue. Buccaneers, blue. Chiefs, orange. That was in 2020. So they do pick different colors every once in a while. Patriots, blue. Eagles, yellow. Patriots, none. Broncos, orange. A lot of orange, a lot of purple, some blue. I'm not seeing a lot of red. I'm seeing like no red.
But Well, who decides the
pick.
color? Who decides the color
That's
of the Gatorade?
a really good question because that's like insider trading. Like they could just be like
That's
maxing
true.
out that betting and then just like they already know.
Did you guys hear the story of the guy that placed a bet on there to be a streaker at the Super Bowl and just ran out and cashed the money for himself?
I did not.
I did not see that.
What Super Bowl was that?
I think it was the Buccaneers and Chiefs. He took out a loan of like a $50,000 bet on there to be a streaker, and then he just did it himself.
This guy's genius.
If you want a job done right, you got to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. Here's another one for you. How many times will the chains be used for measurement? Over the
Crazy.
line is at 1.5.
Who takes these?
If you're betting on this, you need some help.
There's no way to predict this at all.
How many? What's the line at, Debbie?
1.5. And I have another good one.
I'm taking the under.
I'm gonna take the over. Actually, I think there's gonna be some close third and fourth downs. So I'm gonna take the over on that one.
All right. Here's a fun last one. Who will the Super Bowl MVP of the game thank first? Teammates 3-2, coach 12-1, family 12-1, God 3-1, owner 12-1, and then does not think anyone 5-2.
Doesn't think anyone would be crazy.
Yeah, I don't think anyone is doing that.
Who do you think the MVP will be? Is a better question.
That is a good question too.
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm gonna take for the MVP. You're gonna give me Xavier Worthy, because why not? And he's gonna thank Coach Reed first.
That's fair. Okay. Man. That's tough. I'll go Kelsey. He's having a down year. I might just go Patrick Mahomes. Is that basic? How many has he already won?
At least 2.
I feel like they don't want to give it to the same guy again because that just kind of gets repetitive. But I'll say him, Patrick Mahomes, and I'll say the fans. He's going to thank the fans back home in Kansas City first.
I think if the Eagles win, most likely it's either Jalen Hurts or Saquon, or it could be AJ Brown. But if it's Hurts, for sure it's going to be God first because he did that for the conference championship game. So who knows? All right. There's some more wild ones if we want to go with them, or we could just wrap it up.
So we should probably wrap this thing up.
All right, take us home, Austin.
I don't think the viewers want to listen to any more of our wild Super Bowl bets. And if you are one of the people who is thinking about taking one of these bets, don't.
Yes.
Before we go, I want to mention one more thing because it pertains to me and me alone, and it breaks my heart every day that I think about it. If you haven't heard, Myles Garrett has requested a trade out of the great city of Cleveland, and honestly, I can't say I blame him too much. He doesn't think the Browns are committed to winning in the near future. His career is on the downslope. Not that he's not fantastic. I mean, he's probably a top-level player for at least the next 3 years, but being a defensive end, he only has so many years left in him, so he wants to go win a Super Bowl. That's what every football player wants to do, so I really don't blame him for wanting to get out of here. It hurts because he's a great player. He's fantastic, but I know that in the end, the Browns will get, at the very least, a first-round pick and a couple more picks or a player, and we will immediately turn around and make the worst decision with all of those picks and players. But that's okay. I wish him nothing but success wherever he winds up, in the same way that I root for Baker Mayfield every single day of the NFL season. I will root for Myles Garrett every single day of the NFL season, unless for some reason we send him to an in-division opponent, which we are very likely to do because we're stupid.
That's tough.
Yeah.
And then one more announcement before we wrap up. Just a reminder, we will be recording and posting the punishment for this year's pick'ems with Austin. So stay tuned for that. We'll probably be posting
this
updates in the
year's?
story. Yeah, this year. So
Okay.
once Caden gets back, we will definitely be doing that. So
Are you allowed to say what the punishment is?
yes, we've already talked about it. Yeah, it's the
Okay.
restaurant with a stuffed bear. So it'll be
Okay.
good.
It's going to be a good time.
Awesome. We got about one more episode then after the Super Bowl to kind of recap. We might do another one. We'll kind of play it by ear, see how it goes. Just kind of reviewing the season. But as of right now, giving you guys the recap, giving you guys our predictions. We'll see who wins. See you guys next time.